I mean, I've heard the allegory of like, if movies is a religion, going to the theaters is the church.
If you shoot a movie on film and then project it on film, it should never be available on any digital medium whatsoever. So like, the only way to see a movie like Interstellar is on 70mm IMAX in the theater for the rest of time.
I'm Dave Baker, and today we're talking with Ty West about digital filmmaking. I've read that you shot The Roost on film, which is insane for the amount of money that you shot that movie for. Talk to me about why you chose film at that point in time.
Well, there's two reasons. One, at that point in time, if you didn't make a movie on film, you weren't really making a movie. It would look like kids in their backyard pretending to make a movie. Nowadays, you get more entertainment out of YouTube clips than you do movies, so a video camera in the backyard is totally fine. That's an acceptable format. In 2000 and whatever, 2 or 3, whenever we made that movie, it wasn't there yet. Nowadays, if that had been my first movie, I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. But also for me, it's better. Film is better than digital. When the day it's not, and the day I don't think it is, I guess I won't care about it anymore. But as of today, it's better, and I look at it like, if you're making your first movie, don't worry about it. It's not your fight. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to make a movie. You got to do what you got to do. But if you're an established filmmaker, and Tarantino said something about this at Cannes last year, like, if you're an established filmmaker, why would you ever choose a lesser format? Why would that even be an option? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't get it. But it's another thing about the disposable nature of where we're at movies. And some people could have a really strong argument about why digital's better. I have yet to believe it, but they believe it, so they got to do what they got to do. At
the time that you made it, then you chose it because of your aesthetic tastes based on film, not the cultural awareness of digital then? Or the inherent flaws in digital? My feeling is the same reason I shot The Roost on 16mm is the same reason I shot In the Valley of Violence on 35mm. If I had shot those movies on digital, from the first frame, I would be in a hole that I could never dig myself out of. It would have been, the movie looks shitty, and that's a huge important part of filmmaking is how it looks, and I would have never been able to make it not look like that. So from the second that movie started, I was already in a hole that I couldn't get out of. And The Valley of Violence is a Western, and if I had shot it on digital, it would look like a behind the scenes of a movie, or like a History Channel reenactment. It wouldn't look like a movie. And I would never be able to fix that. So from the second the movie came on, I would be at a disadvantage that I could not overcome. How did you overcome that then with The Sacrament? Because that was shot digitally. Well, The Sacrament is a movie that's about a movie being shot digitally, so it makes sense for the movie. It's about a documentary crew using a C300 like we're being filmed with right now. So because that's what the story was, it made perfect sense to shoot it on that. But if that movie had been the same movie, but not from the camera's perspective, not this point of view, like documentary style thing, if it had been like, oh, I was filming them filming, I would have never shot it on digital. But I also think there's a respect and a different kind of energy that comes with that, because every time you turn the camera on, you're spending money and you're doing things, and it's not, everyone's like, digital's great, you can just roll, and it's like, but why is that great? What do you get out of that? Just more stuff? It's like, you don't make choices that way as much. And to me personally, that's not as interesting. Thank you so much, Ty, for coming in and talking about your movies.
Yeah, thanks for having me.